Okay, good evening. Let me share you at the beginning a small video.
Founded in 2004 by Mr. Bradley Zhao, Elite College is a tutorial school, renowned for teaching French, mathematics, English and sciences at all levels of primary and secondary education. In addition, it helps with preparation for the high school entrance exam. More than 500 students are admitted to the best schools in the province each year. Elite College students have won honors in various French writing, math, Chinese language competitions. Principal Bradley Zhao won the Canadian 150th anniversary medal and became the realizer of the Canadian dream.
Thanks. I can make this way maybe bigger. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We are talking about today is mainly the system of the education in Quebec, and also some ideas for the second entry exam. But this time I want to introduce more about how to help the kids as a parent, how to get together with our school to better service the students. That's very, very important. And we find sometimes if we tried something, if no cooperation from the parents, the kids it's not so easy get progressed. And also I will introduce some brief introduce about the summer camp, what we will do, what it is. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's what we will do. We will talk. Then for the summer, for this time, I won't talk a lot about the exam itself and introduce the secondary schools, because we will do it in the fall session, usually it's in the late August. That time is more like get references. I provide the reference for you to and your child to choose the secondary schools. But this is not the main content for this time speak, okay? And also for the exam format and the contents, some parents are interested in, but frankly to see that's not so important for you, because if I give it to you, you don't have so much time to integrate it into your kids' study. Indeed, we do it in our documents and in our courses. We merge it inside, so don't worry too much for this field, okay? So now we have 20 years starting from 2004, and we will talk about our philosophy. So the system of the Quebec, many people already knows a lot. Not like new immigrants. Sometimes you really need to know. But now some parents already stay here for some years. They know, or they have elderly kids, so they knows. But we should go through elementary preschool usually for 1 year. Even the government want to encourage to 2 years, starting from 4 years old. But because of the lucky, not enough the facility, so it's normal majority still starting school for preschool is at 5 years old. Then 6 years old starting from the elementary school, then go to the secondary schools. But some of them, they will go to the vocational secondary, but not necessarily 5 years. Usually they can join secondary 1, secondary 2, but starting from secondary 3, some of them will discontinued to the normal, general secondary schools and join the vocational maybe. Then they come to the CGP level for the 2 years or 3 years, then join the university and for the higher educations. And now, as you will see, I will talk to more detail later for pre-kindergarten, right? Kindergarten. Then grade 4 and 5 is very, very important because before COVID-19, all the schools make the exam in the September and October, even before there's a few in the November, but because of the COVID-19, there is a lot of change. So many schools they do it in the without exam, but mainly the bulletin. That means grade 4 and grade 5. So some parents are now worried about the bulletin for the grade 4 and grade 5. They are not so strong. So today I will tell you how to try to keep it good, and then easily be accepted by the school you want to go or your kids want to go. Mainly the kids want to go. Then grade 10 and 11 is mostly important for the higher educations. So education, is very, especially the secondary, is very, very important time because this is a quite, important period for the people to build up the world view, and it's usually the parents have less influence on the kids, for the teenage kids, but instead their classmates maybe give them more influence, and this is an antagonistic period. That means they sort of tell the world that, well, I'm growing up and I will do in my own. I don't want to obey any, like when I was when they are in the children period, to the parents, to the people. But I can tell you that even in this teenage period, the parents' influence will be less, but teenagers but still continue to follow the school and follow the teachers. That's something you could understand. And also that now I find a document, it says in the secondary students in Quebec, almost 30% students have that kind of problem for the study. So I will show you then. So that's why also we need to try to find a good school has less student, have more student in the house, in a good manner for study, and a good house also. That's very, very important. That's why we want to choose the good schools. Usually the open house is, I think I put it away now. Let's go. Okay, open house usually now, because some of them do it online, some may be on sport in the summer or later, summer starting from then until like majority is in September. Application they started a little bit earlier, like now, like for the gender by birth, they decide for the exam is in the September 14th around, and starting from June, they open to make the application online. That will be much easier for the parents. They don't accept the the document and you send it to them. They don't even you mail to them. They just accept the online applications. So then the exam, some of the application, like especially for Gendarmerie, this is 1 year before, but majority, all the other school is in the same year, but some now is much more before the time, like usual. So some are studying in, and also some early birds, like the Pension Marie, they started to evaluate student accepted the application in April. So then they choose some, and the rest will be joined the second round selection. So registration is usually after exam for 1 or 2 weeks. It will be have the registration. What's the subject do you make the exam? Usually is French, mathematics, and logic. We say the logic. Indeed, is they call the study ability. Actually, they want to know the IQ of the student. But you know, something usually is not necessary to teach, but it's quite similar to the logic. So we offer some logics teaching merged into our math classes. So I can tell you the main problem is still the language. I will emphasize again, the language not necessary. Even your francophone, you are not necessary your French is very good. So if we want to have a good one, you still need to try more. For the score rank is like something we can refer, and starting from 1998 and last year 2023 there is a school rank published, but some years like 2009, 13, like 21, 22, there is no school rank because there is a lot of controversy, different ideas, you know. So there is a good beneficial. There is also some no good. Some school educators say, you know, this kind of ranking costs the school more, like only emphasize academy, not like the other side of the human being development. So they don't like it. But somehow it's also a references. And now, starting from this year, Quebec government, the education Ministry of Education, they have the pot for the education, and they make many things, you know, aware by the public for the education area, like how many students, how many teachers. You can you see how many staff is not still have open space, how many teaching positions still open, something like this. And they said they might do the similar school ranking for the schools, but will be more because now the school ranking is done by the Fraser Institute, which is in Vancouver. Just they get the data from the Ministry of Education. But if the Ministry of Education in Quebec, they will do it, they have more like advantage to do a better one. We hope we can get some more like open information for our education system in the Quebec. Now you see, there is something that's very, very important. You see, 2023, there is 460 secondary schools listed in the school ranking. And some of the schools, they didn't join them, either do by themselves or they do by the Fraser Institute. And among them, there are 342 public schools and 126 is private schools, with an average of 869 students per school. Some schools like Saint-Anne-de-la-Chine or like Durocher, they have more students, even like Regina Sampta, they have 13 classes. But some schools, they have less, like Jean de Brebeuf, now they have 4 boys class and 3 girls class. That is around 52 for secondary one is not too much, but for 5 years they will have more. But this is a very, very important information. About 30% of the student who have disability or learning difficulties like ED, EHDAA. That's really a surprise for me too, because I don't have the exact finger for this one. We will see the public system, they have more like schools in the first 100, the rank in the first 100. Private schools dropped a little bit down. English almost keep like the similar, like around 20. And the majority, first 100, like 70% is in Montreal, and the other area in Quebec, around 30%. So public and private, the main difference is the tuition fee. Tuition fee is now around like 4,500. Some school may be a little bit high, some school a little bit lower, but that's the average for tuition fee. Then the rest, there is some difference, but not too much, because now like the books, now majority of school, only 1 or 2, they don't use the iPad. Majority use an iPad or even computer. Then uniform, the bus system, transportation, lunch is similar. And even like for the lunch trip is similar. So main difference is here for the tuition fee. That's between the private and the public. Okay, here. Okay, now what's the mean? The first thing you can see here, the university 3 years in Quebec, majority of the majors, and CEGEP is 2 years. So no exam for the university to choose a student from the CEGEP. They use the R score, which is like every year auto-generated, as long as the school give the student scores to the Ministry of Education. Then for the CEGEP, they choose student also without exam. They see the score. You see here is different. This is score. This is R score. The 74 and 75. So only exam, which is primary to secondary, there is the exam. So not like other country like France or the other country, they have the university, they want to join university, they usually pass the exam, but no exam in Quebec. They only have the primary, this exam. So now the kids are like 10, 11 years old is really have a tough time to if you want to join the secondary school. I said secondary school is very important for the teenagers, and they should try to first not only academically but also even mental health also. You see there is a 30% student have some that kind difficulty of study. That's the problem. Too much. And this column you can see the rank, like I showed you already, like 10.0. This 2023 there is 10 schools have the score for 10.0. Some are like we say 6.9, some 5, some 3. What's the mean? Okay, so if a student in the school with 3.0, that means around 400, the rank on the 400 over the 468 for last year, it's an excellent student. Every subject get 100%. This is student D. If we put a student D in the first rank of the schools, every subject is 30%. And if a student in this school, this is a good school for the public, like now, Felix Leclerc, maybe a little bit higher than this score, and like PGL, and we in the near the Ultramar Metro, and there is a JF. There is a secondary school near the Metro Saint Michel, also is a good one. The rank is around like 7. So if a student in those schools, those are good secondary schools, but they are public also. Each class, each subject is 100%. Excellent student. And he got around like 69 in the first rank. So that's the difference. So when I show this picture to the students, firstly, I ask them, because we need to motivate the student, because they use their spare time, weekend, or even summertime to come to the classroom for study. I appreciate this is for themselves, for the family, and for the country, for the community, for the future. They they try to develop them strong, but it's really I cannot say study is a burden, is a hard job. For myself, study is enjoying. When I was young, I really enjoyed study, so it's given me a lot of happiness. But some of the students, they feel too much homework, too much time spent in the classroom. So I tell them, okay, do you want to go to the university? Then almost always 100% of the students raise their hand, they want. Okay, then I said, if you want to go to this, then you see the step by step. So you should have the good schools for secondary, you have good schools for CGIP, good scores for the CGIP, then you can reach your goal for the university. Then if you want to have the good ones, you need also to learn more, because then I said, okay, there is a choice for this school and this school, or this school or this school. Which one you choose? I point to this one, nobody answered. This one, nobody raised hand. This one, okay, everybody raised hand. Then I said, okay, I now understand you guys, and that's the reason you sacrificed your playtime to stay in class for the weekend or for the even summer time. Then you get a chance, you get more chance to go to the good university, and actually you can learn more, because like this 5 years you learn so much knowledge, and you learn maybe so much knowledge in this school, even you are the excellent student. And if also you're excellent student here for 5 years, you learn a lot. That's why I said some of the school like Beauvoir, like College Laval, they are really emphasize a lot in study and those years. And this rank is, like Beauvoir, it was like around 50, 60, jump to the first group. Because they emphasize a lot in study, and the students really work hard and they succeed. So how much we pay, like the last school year, it pays like 4,500 something, and the registration other fees. But like uniform in the public or private, you should pay the similar. And because the iPad, every school also need to pay. So the similar, and if you join some special program, you pay extra money. So maybe a few thousand, for the tuition fee, 4,500, and for the others maybe 2,000-3,000. Okay. Indeed, as statistics that the family income is usually the similar, tendency to the students' graduation. Higher income family, they have a higher graduation rate, and low income have a lower rate, and the score too, the student score. So how to choose a good school? Okay, now we have the schools, they really want grade 4 and grade 5 with bulletin. That's very important. And many schools use a different way to try to attract more excellent student. Some schools they did early acceptance, like Regina Samta, usually in July, starting from July. Open the application and the evaluate student and give the results to the students, to the applicants, and Notre Dame de l'Eau, and also like Pension Salon Marie, Maria also. So that's the one. But how to, like in the fall, some of the parents want to get my suggestion, which school is good to join. Then I will tell you give you some suggestion for make the final decision. I based on like the student ability, the strengths, like 2024 summer camp, grade 5, Saint camps or like social camps report. But usually sometimes I merge all the camps, like online camps, South Shore and Saint We make statistics together to see what's your level in all my students. And also we refer to the school like characters and spirit, and also the students, their own preference and expertise, or even for yourself, the location and a little bit regarding the money. For IB program, which it's important, but it's not so important because this is a good program used for many years. But for the private, they also have a quite a good program. So now, like Jean Berbeuf, they dropped the program, IB program in 2020, and at the same time, Pension Salon he dropped it. We left only few private schools have the program, but public is very, very good. Before we have had only 3 international schools. Then the public education system, they added another 3 public, IB programs like Laval. They added Laval International School around 10 years ago. And South Shore, they pull some IB program from the Antwerp Rosa Secondary School and make a new secondary school. It's called Center Style, and it's now also in the very, very good position for the ranking. And also for the West Island Commission Scolaire, they accepted the St. Louis, they added Montreal secondary, École Montreal. International school means all the class in the secondary school is IB program. If you have only IB program, you cannot be called international school. It's just you have IB program in some of your classes. That's a different. Their programs, like I know that the Charlemagne in the West Island, they really emphasize the IB program, and they have before they have four each year. They have four classes of student, and before they have 2 classes use the IB program, 2 classes use the Charlemagne program. But now, some years ago, they study all the classes use the Charlemagne, use the IB program, which is more like hard than the usual sometimes. But some school like Jean de Brebeuf, their program also is good enough. If they like take off the IB program, also is not too bad. It's good also. And the very one difference, IB program, they need community service. So each year they need certain hours to do the community service. the co-education or single sex, that's easy, you know, it depends on the kids and your parents' idea. There is some difference, but you know, there is a lot of different ideas. So you can learn some schools like Regina Samptas and then the Lachine, like Maria, they changed like from the single sex to the co-education. Even the gender by birth, they added the girls section in 2013. So admission, what's the criteria? They make education like so they need the bulletin also, and they also some schools to continue to take the exam. So they but some school after exam they have the lucky draw like Jean de la Manet. And now international school in Montreal, starting from 2019, they have a lucky draw. That means as long as you pass a certain level, they put in the poll, then they make the lucky draw and choose some of them to be accepted. Some of them keep in the waiting list. Like Chandra Manet, starting from 2018, they always standard like for the 3 enriched class, they need the exam, French and math over 15%, 85%. And your bulletin should be over 85%. And for the exam of study ability, that means IQ, or we sometimes say logic exam, you should be over 120. But for the 5 general classes, is 65, 70, and 100. That's a little bit different. But now for like Chandra Manet, they have 4 classes for grade 5 and grade 6 in the primary. So they have, you know, they get more students for primary education. Like Montreal International School, they want French and math. Now, I think at the beginning they said 75, now even like 85, because more and more students want it. So St. Louis this year announced for the admission criteria 2024. Like mainly you can see here, they want to have the weighting, you know, 40% for the grade 4 and 60% for grade 5. Grade 4, they want 28 in French, 12 in math. Grade 5, 40% for the French and 20% for the mathematics. That means you can see the French is more important than math. Some of the students' parents told me, oh, my student is very strong. His math is always like over 90%, over 95%. I said, okay, yeah, not too bad. But you know, how is the French? French is so-so, is like 70 something. I said, no, this is a not strong student. Because French is much more important than other subjects, because this is the basic of when you learn all the other subjects. So language is most important. I will emphasize again for the language. That's why we pay a lot of attention for the French classes. We want the student to be strong in their language, then they will have good study for the secondary and even for the higher educations. This is a sample, but not necessarily you should know. You just have an idea. Like for the logic, usually they give 1 hour to do the 74 questions. And for the math, they give you 20 minutes to do 50 grammar questions. That's, you know, normally some schools, they give you 30 minutes to do 50 questions, but for birth, so many years, they give only 20 minutes. That's even you are a strong student, without practice, you cannot finish it. It's too difficult because it means 1 minute you should finish 2.5 questions. It's not so easy. And they have a dictate. Dictate also test your grammar also. Then they have you know, comprehension for the 30 minutes, 35 minutes or something like this. Okay. for in the fall, we will give you the more detailed information for the exam, like when is the open house and when is the exam date. Many schools, around 50% of the schools, the student of our elite college usually prefer to go. Around 50% now, no more exam. They just evaluate your grade 4 and grade 5 bulletin. Still have some schools, they make the exam and make the interview too. The first certain percent for the exam, certain percent on the bulletin. So for the teaching methodology, I want to tell you what we did, because things are changing. We also try to keep the pace when the society is developing. So we for the classes, usually, like I can show you a little bit. Okay. Just for the grade 5, we will give like 3 French classes, 2 math classes. That means usually half a day, 3 half a day in French in the summer, and 2 half a day for the math, and 2 half a day for the mock exam. And also we give 1 exam review for the student because they need to have the exam. And also we also offer some, like this. We want the student to make the writing, read the books and write the resume or write something. Then they talk the story to the class. That is many students liked a lot. We developed this program during the COVID-19 because we don't get together. And I tried to find something which good for the student. Now we keep some of them online, even on site, because we find students really like this kind of program. And we try to use some, play time to do those fun activities. And also we have like swimming or like play with the water, programs and in the parks in the summertime. How to find the some parents are really concerned of how is my kids study, especially in the summertime. You can see we give the exam paper back to the student to bring home, so you can trace them and you will find how is their performance. If we like lost a lot of score, that means it's still need a lot of work to do. If they manage the majority of the questions, that's good, So in the fall, after the summertime, maybe in the after 7 weeks of the summertime, we will give the statistics to the fall workshop. When I talk to the parents, we have the average score like last year, and we have this is the 1 exam, this is the math exam for number 12. So how much score, and we score the statistics below 60, over 95, between 80 to 90 is different statistics. And this test is called FMLC 02. How is the score and how is the average, and how is the full is 50 50 50 50, and the average of each subject like French, math, logic, college general. Now usually college general is not necessary to do it but it's good for the kids to know something about the world, about Canada, about Quebec, and the score distribution. And for this F14, the distribution, math this is 450 questions in total, average is 110, and distribution from. So those ones will tell you the average of the student score. Then we will have more idea about each of the student, their level. And if we know the level, then we know that almost, how which schools they could be easy to pass, to be accepted, or some are maybe not so easy, according to their personal scores. So in that time, we will let you know more about the performance of your student. We also do a lot of student to add some like we added storytelling time. That's this kind of work in the summertime, even in the like spring camp, because we don't have a lot of time in the weekends, but in the summertime, except the study subjects, we try to give them some activities they like. So we add this kind of a storytelling time, sort of practice their speech. And also we ask a student to write the resume, the summary when they read the books. This is a sort of, we also easy to exam because we assign some homework for them to read the books. But how can we know they read the books and seriously read the books? Then we want them to write a resume. Then, based on the resume, we ask them we give them the time to tell the classmates what's the book you read and how is the books. So it's sort of a storytelling. That's a very, very, very good way, and it's a good way, and also students like it a lot. So we want the student to understand, why we want you see, okay, I come to use your book and I do the homework, but why want to write the resume? Because we want everybody work on the two legs. The one leg is teaching guidance. So, okay, you come for class and teaching you, this is only one side. Another leg is self-accumulation. This is very, very important. Many students lack of this self-accumulation. They really give not so good progress, even they join the classes in the weekend, even in the summer. So I want them to read the more extra books and write resume. This is as long as you do this one well, usually your language will be very, very good, because teacher mainly teaching your methodology, and you need to have some ideas by yourself, So some parents ask me whether I should give the book list to you. I said no, because for book choosing, there's two important point is, firstly, the student should like the subject. Different students have different preference. So if I give a list, that means we give the same books, similar books to the student. Maybe they don't like it. That's no good, because I want them to do it as a long time. It's like a hobby. So they should like it, then they will continue and do a good job. Okay. So I don't give the book list. I want the student to go to the library and find the subject that they like. The second point is, don't use a dictionary. This is not like the school, like elite documents. You need know all the new words and even use a dictionary. But this kind of reading is spear reading, no need. You just without dictionary, you maybe also have some new words, just by guess you understand it. That's enough. No need necessary to to use always use a dictionary. If you use a dictionary, then you know some students will lose the interest in. That's no good for our purpose. So parents, you also should try to advise your kids, you know, not necessarily spend a lot of time to read the dictionary, to check the dictionary, then this is no good, okay? And Hizumi, do we need to make the correction? Not necessary. For the 20 years I worked in the education field, usually we don't even like my kids, they write a lot of Hizumi. I never have anybody or any of our teacher or any paper be corrected because it's not necessary. Because as long as you read the book and write Hizumi, after 3 or 6 months, you will see the progress. And if you really make the correction, okay, at the beginning, he maybe write the 100 words and you have 20 mistakes. That is harming. This is no good. And you know, disappointed the student. You just tell them as long as you write is good, continue. At a certain point, he will write better and better and better. So don't worry for that. Just leave it, let it do. Just tell them, do it. It's good, excellent, good, excellent. That's the way. And it helps a lot. Okay, for the online class, we still even like the weekend or even the summer, we offer the online class. How to have the good discipline. Indeed, actually, we have our very, very excellent teachers to do to take the class, to try to attract the student. And also we always have some people in our office to watch out each of the class. We have like more than 10 computers. So we open the computer whenever the online class is on, then we watch them and see how is it. Also in the meantime, we can also give the teacher some hand when they are needed. And if we find some students are not active, we sometimes call the family to see whether it's a computer problem or the student lost attention. And the teacher also randomly asks questions for the student to see whether they are in the class. And they will write it down, and the office will make a follow-up also and make the communication. So when we in the school you have the bulletin, and in elite college you have the bulletin. So bulletin, like for the French, usually have 3 sections: for the lire, for the écrit, and for the communique oralement. And also for the math, there's 2 sections, like for the like problem solving and for the mathematical reasoning, something like this. So in that case, it's very important. From the bulletin, some parents tell me, I have some problem. Then I find it's not exactly what they thought the problem. The problem is in another side, because when I analyze the bulletin, I have the exactly ideas about the student. This is sometimes for the bulletin for the score statistics for elite college. So for this student, everything is good. For this student, is average. For this student, is there is still need to pay attention. But like this student, he has 91, is good, but his grammar is not good enough. So he need to pay more attention on the conjugation. So this student is not too bad, but his writing is not good. Then I find the students don't like the Hizumi. So his writing is not strong enough. Like some student writing gets like 28, but he only gets 20. It's almost the lowest level, So from the the score, we can know the idea about their strong point or weak point. Okay, for the bulletin from school, you can also analyze like French. Usually they have reading, comprehension, and oral, communication. So this student, he's average, his result average is 83, and the class average is 82. But he is mainly, weak in the writing. So he maybe, is born here, and he like read the books, but he don't like use the hand to write something. So when they make the writing, he has some difficulty. Then for the mathematics, this student is average in the class math is 88, and this student, he got the 98, 91. It's a little bit high even than the average, but his weak point is in the problem solving, his questions. And the reasoning, for the mathematical reasoning, he's good. So his main problem is continue said in the French. Even the reading comprehension is not too bad, 86. But mathematics is need much stronger comprehension ability, because not like a paragraph you're understanding. This is only 2 sentences or 3 sentences, you should understand the question. Then some students get lost, or they cannot understand well. So it's still the problem. Even the problem is come from, it looks like in the mathematics, but indeed still is a French problem. Okay, I have an example here. I have a student who is, I think, is South Shore. He got like comprehension 86. He's born here. It's and writing is 77, and oral is 91. Average, like it's the student, and he is in the private school, and he studied in the elite also, and every day have the private tutor, but the level is no good. It's not too bad, it's in the average, but this is not a target or expectation of the parents. Then they told me, I said, you send the bulletin to me, I can have a look. Then I have a look at the bulletin. I find the main problem is he has, I said that just like I said here, I need 2 legs to do the work, like self-accumulation. He lost a lot. He every day have the tutoring. He has no time to do something by himself, even read finding books, the books he like, and write the resume. He has no time. And he always like followed by the tutoring, private tutor. So I tell the parents, okay, can you cut the private tutoring, remain only once a week or maximum twice a week? It's enough. Then you leave some time for your kids to do his own, in his own, like read some more books, story books, and write the resume, and the student gradually come up, stronger and stronger. So that's very important. And I also have another example here. The student have the French 90, and is much higher than the average for his total result. But math, he got 77, 95. Even also higher than the average, but 77, the parents is not feel satisfied. Then the mother called me saying, okay, principal, could you help the kids on the math? Then I said, okay, I check the bulletin. The problem is not in the math, actually is in French. Even you see French is 90, and quite higher than the average, but this is actually a twin girls. They can easily follow the math French test in the school and get higher scores. But when they solve the math problem, the questions, their comprehension is not strong enough to analyze the math questions. They get lost. So I formed the family, and the father answered my phone. Then I tell my idea to them, and the father is the one who mainly take care of the study at home for the kids. Then the father said, yeah, he said, you're right, because whenever he translated, and because he don't speak French at home, so he when the kids tell him in his own language, and he explained to them a little bit, they can do it in a good way and get a good result. But they do it by themselves, they get lost. So they say, yeah, it's still the French problem. Then I said, okay, your wife told me you want help for the math. I think you should still continue, enhance the French for the kids. Then you get a good result and get satisfied for the math subject too. So I hope, the parents, you have the evidence on your hand, but you don't know how to analyze it. You don't know what's really, it says what. So I hope, this slide can give you some idea. You can analyze the bulletin of your kids, then you get a really better exact idea about what they study in the schools. Okay, so that's the very important one I said. Okay, now I want to tell you that the most difficult faced by the student, even in the others, in the secondary, even the CGP, it's language. That's the most important. So I have a student, he got the ministerial exam. Mathematics is 100%, science 98%, but French 80%. So language isn't always but this student is very good in language. He even helped the elite college to combine with other teachers for the documents. And he's one of the most excellent students we ever have in our school. But language, even for him, the municipal exam still get 80% only. So that means languages have no ending for study. There is a room for progress. So we need, except the guidance of the excellent teachers, we need to do the self-accumulation of your knowledge. I hope the parents can give a hand for the kids and ensure they will get progress well. If you're missing the self-accumulation, that's no good. So I said we say them like chef or the cooker, and our brain is like a refrigerator. Okay, so we have if the student, like our valve, the brain have a lot of things inside, self-accumulated. You bought vegetable, you bought some meat, you have something inside. Even you who is not necessarily a cook, you never learn the cooking. And as a mother or father, you can have good dishes for your family, for your kids. But another case, this brain have very, very less knowledge inside accumulated by himself. Then you invite an excellent, famous chef come to make the food, make the dishes. He cannot do it very good because there is a very, very few things inside of what he can do. You imagine what he can do, okay? So it's very, very important. I hope this picture, you can fully understand it. That's why you come here, we treat this one as our teachers, okay? And this one, the self-accumulation of our student. So we tried our best. We have even here, we have excellent teachers, But if the student don't do the self-accumulation, self-accumulation, that means they accumulate their enough vocabulary, they read the books and write resume. That's why we do write a resume as our homework, and we check it every once two week, because this is very important. That's why we want them to. But this is only limited in the primary, because secondary we don't do it, because firstly secondary students very busy in the school, and they are teenage already. So not like primary student, they really like to follow and they can do a good job, and they have enough time, because primary they have really don't have a lot of study, load for them. They have enough spare time to do some more work. Actually, read the books is not a harm, is not bad. You enjoying. Like I said, you like a subject, and you no need a dictionary. You understand, even you have some few new words. So you enjoy your life. That's good. Why we don't have it? So this is important. Like, okay, the teacher, she comes to class, and she balanced it to every student. He wants every student to be good, but one student, he accumulates something in the brain. But another student, he don't like read the books. He don't like do the homework. Then it's more worse. But even except doing the homework, he don't read the storybooks and don't write resume. It's like empty almost here. Then the result for this class, this student could be 90%, but this student maybe even below 60. Even we have good, all the same have the good teachers, like in the private, or not necessarily in public, even in the primary, no problem. You come to the elite college for the weekend, but the result is different. The difference is we have the same teacher. We make all the same effort, but different attitude, different study, and whether they have enough self-accumulation, the result is very different. I hope the student and the parent can understand, and the idea. So you can see, this is we can treat it as a teacher. So teacher guidance is good. Self-accumulation, if it's good enough also, you can run and even to be athletic. But if you self-accumulation you don't have, some students I have some students that really don't like read the books. Then I should a little bit force them, let them get used to, and they progressed. So in that case, you see, you cannot work properly. But in this case, you can work properly. So that's the difference. This is the two legs, teacher's guidance and self-accumulation. So that's the difference. I hope not means okay. Okay, Bradley, I send the kids to you. Why my kids' progress no good? You like you don't you don't take your work. You didn't do a good job. I said it's very difficult for me. I try my best. I think all the parents can see, even student. I'm running up and down, and went to all the classes. Like last 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I checked each of my students in the Saint-Laurent camps for their study, for whether they make some notes in the class. So that's very important. I try my best. I talk to my student, and I give the motivation, like I said today. Tell them why you want to study in the weekend. In the summertime, I also talk to them. Indeed, I try my best, but the self-accumulation is not what I can do. The student, they should take themselves. That's very, very important. We as a school, we will try to ask them to do it as a homework, but also I hope the parents can mention them that is very important. If you understand it is important, you will give a hand to your kids and they will sure get progressed. So how to help the kids, and succeed in their study. So the firstly, you try to find a good way. That's today I talked a little bit also about the good way how to support their learning. Like also, especially in the summer for the grade 5 student, they have a lot of mock test. I hope you can combine the question with areas on a fire, then redo it regularly. They will reduce the mistakes, reduce the fault questions. It helps a lot. And also read the book, write resume, and try to make the grammar well by the conjugation book. This is also written in the PDF, in the website of Edit. We have it in English version and the French version for my paper. So the student, if you come take the class in the weekend or even in the summer, but don't do the homework, that is not very necessary to be good. The secondary type is take the class and do the homework and review what you learned for the today. For the class, that is not too bad. Then 3 and 4 is class reading and write resume. You will be good. Usually should be a good student in this way. If you can preview of your material before you come to the class, you will be the excellent student. So, but not necessary for the 5th type. At least come to the 4th, the student should be good. So I hope today the audience, you can understand my idea, my education philosophy. This is very, very important. This is mainly, we can see it as the teacher's guidance. This is teacher's guidance plus self-accumulation. If these 2 legs both strong, the student will be very strong. Thank you. So I hope this is a very funny picture. You see, when you see our hope, woo, we go to the hill, okay, the mountain hill, okay. But the students' plan is like this: they use a bicycle to go. But indeed, the reality is there is a force, there is a storm, there is different weather there they are facing ahead. So when you see the children's bulletin, please stand with your child and defeat the problem. Please don't stand with the problem and defeat your child. This is many families have a different view, different action on it. This is my suggestion. I think it's very, very important. Some students, they get disappointed by the parents. That's sometimes is not so good. So summer camp, what we will do? Okay, summer camp for the young student and grade 3, we have French, English, and in the morning, and mathematics, we put it in our document because we have our own reading compressing compiled by Elite College. It's copyrighted by us, and we merged some mathematics in the math comprehensive material because it's very, very simple. We don't want to separate it as a math subject. But starting from grade 4, we will have French, math, and English because we want to prepare them for the join the, higher English level classes. Grade 5 is special for the preparation of the English second entry exam. So have like the 10 half a day per week. Every week we have 10 half a day. 5 days, that means 10 half a day. So 3 of them is French, 2 of them math, 2 of them mock test, and the rest we have like exam review. We have the storytelling, writing and storytelling. We have outing. We have go to the park. We have play with the water, especially in the summer. It's very good. And for the secondary student, grade 6 to 9, we have more like study because I want the secondary student to prepare more for their secondary study and even for the future higher education. So we have more English classes for them in the summer each week, and help them to have a strong English for the future study. At least they can make a good bilingual, So like one of the example, this is the grade 5, 11th class. So 5-1-1, grade 5-1-1. Then they have French, half day French, mock test, French, mock test, mathematics. They have music, they have lecture and resume, and mathematics, and they have presentation. Usually, because each class we need like for half a day. Then they have French, then they have dictate, they have a revision of the exam. So there is 1, 2, 3 French, 1, 2 math, 1, 2 exam, mock exam. So that's the important, For the exam itself, we want them to make mock exam. We will make the correction, not necessarily correction, just like make the score in the same day. Then the following time, the teacher will make the exam, make the explanation. Storytelling is very important. Actually, we practice them for the speech also, but we call the storytelling. I don't want to give the student a lot of pressure. So we want them to like take it easy and understand this is just like make it fun. I don't want any student to have a lot of pressure on it, and they just feel fun. Okay, today I read a book, and I feel this book is really funny, is really interesting. So I want to tell you guys, this story is good. In which side, and if I'm the author, I want to write this person in another way because he looks like I feel no good now. What the teacher, the author wrote it about this person, but another person he wrote it very good. I really happy. I really like it. Or like something he critical, or he like tell your classmates, tell your friends. Then the friend also can accept. Okay, oh yeah, this book is good. I should try to find it in the library and read it. So this is really good. Kind of is a community, small community activity. It's really good. Many students liked a lot. Okay, that's something in the summer camp what we did. The previous summer camp, like they have like tennis, basketball, soccer. So even some dancing in the classes, swimming sometimes, So the school, this school I already showed you once. So for us as a tutoring school, we really tried and get a good result. We have a lot of students accepted by the good secondary schools. As I said today, there's a lot of difference between the secondary schools. We want our students to have a good future for themselves, for their family, and for the community and for the country. So they really need to have a strong knowledge base and to be progress, to be a strong person and can do more to better. So that's why we want them to have a good education. And that's some statistical result. And we really did a lot of, many students get a lot of awards for their writing. Like this is the Francophone Francophonie, Francophonie, the writing contest competition. They are really winners, and even our school get a lot of awards for our French session. Math result. I think this is mainly what I want to talk today. Thank you so much for your joining us. If you have any question, please write in the chat. I can answer you. Thanks so much. You have any question, you can write down, and I can ask you. Maybe let me wait a moment. Maybe let me unmute it. Okay. Okay, now if you have any question, you can open your speaker and we can talk. If there is some question, you can talk. I think can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. If you have any question, you can ask. We can talk.
Sorry, Mr. Reddy, maybe I will have one question. So
Yeah.
My son is going to college elite, but the French is a little bit poor. So now we try very hard to improve the French, right?
Great.
And during the week, he's doing the homework, but it's a little bit slowly. And the question is, what we should prioritize? What we have to put higher priority? The resume of the book or the exercises? Because if he started with the exercises, he sometimes doesn't have much time to end the summary. So, and we tried one way, but I want to see like your opinion. What is better to start with?
That's one. Not only like your case, some cases. Like today, I think you get some idea. What in my mind, how to help the kids. Really, some students they spend some time. One asking to show a certain slide. I try to find here. Okay, this is a brief slide. So some kids they use some weekend to join us, and even the summer. Then some students they really majority get a lot of progress, but still have some students not. So your case is like this. So firstly, as I asked, they not only join the class, they should do the homework. Let me show you here, as I said. So different, type. Some type is good enough. Some type, is not good enough. You see, they only come for the class. Some students even don't do the homework well. That's why I personally, and even my officers, we went to each class to check the homework. But still, we still have, because we have the record by the teacher. We still, each time, we still have some students didn't finish the homework. That is really no good. This is like the first type. And so do the homework is most important, because this is like, I sometimes I draw a picture in the class to the student. I tell them, you see, if you only join the class, you get only 50%, because what the teacher's teaching. Then teacher teaching the concept. This is the first. The second, the teacher uses some samples to explain to the concepts. So this is the second. Then they assign some homework. Then the following week, explain the homework. So this is the 4 steps. So if you don't do the homework, you get only 50% of the teaching. If you do homework, then the following week you listen to the explanation of homework, you get 100% at least, you understand? This is important. So the secondary is self-accumulation. This is the teacher side. So teacher's guidance is very important, but some students lost the 50% because they don't do the homework well. And then I want another leg, which is self-accumulation. Read the books and write resume. That's why every 2 weeks, we ask a student to submit the resume, but I can tell you, not always 100%. But I'm happy, I can tell you that, like I told you like a few weeks ago, I go around each of the class and each of the student to see do they do the notes? Because some students, they even don't do the notes in the class. That's no good. So I'm happy all the students, they have their notes in the class. That's good. But some students, they didn't do homework good or didn't even finish homework. Some even didn't do. Then I asked them why. I'm too busy. I have no time. I forgot. So I said, can I call your parents? No, I will do it next time. So okay, as long as you do it, it's okay. Then some student, this is sometimes more than didn't do the homework is without resume. Then I say, if you don't do it, next time I ask the teacher check 2 times or 2 resume from the student. If not, I will give you 5 as a punishment, because I explained the same thing today. I explained in this talk, but some students, they didn't. They still don't understand very well. That's why by this chance, I want the parents to understand it. That's very, very important. So I hope, this time parents can understand well that this is the important to have